and my cameraman Chris is helping me out today. I'm going to read from Mark 4:21. He said to them, "Do you bring in a lamp to put it under a bowl or a bed? Instead, don't you put it on its stand? For whatever is hidden is meant to be disclosed, and whatever is concealed is meant to be brought out into the open. If anyone has ears to hear, let them hear." And we were actually talking about this today, and I was just thinking about the example of that, of the beauty of when you are a light in a dark place. And I'm going to use the example today of Chris. We're sitting here at Starbucks, and I'm on the phone with someone that's going through some tough stuff. And I look over, and Chris walks around and starts talking to his mom and a daughter, just sharing his testimony of what God is doing in and through his life, and the beauty of who God is to him when he comes to the end of himself, and how that just encourages them to the point of, man, it's just beautiful. She runs off and comes back later and brings him a t-shirt. They're believers, but just how just one man's testimony can affect others. So we're sitting here and we're all in tears, the beauty of God's love coming into someone's life and then just sharing that. It's not about us keeping that hidden. It's about us living our lives in the open, and our lives being a light can just touch so many other people. Just like we were talking about just before we went on, is you don't have to be a minister. It's just about being a believer, that you know that you're loved and accepted by God. Now you're able to be that light to anyone that you come across. God loves you. He's the one that sets you free of yourself. And then it's just about us sharing that message wherever we go. We don't have to convince anybody that they have to believe the same way that we believe. It's about us just sharing what God's done in our life, and the beauty of being in bondage to self and then being set free. And that's the thing, that light is what draws people into the love of God. It's not religion, it's the love of God that changes us from the inside out. There's beauty in that. And talk about my brother Chris right now. We went yesterday, he rode with me to Bakersfield, and we spent some time with his grandfather, and just in that time, just being overwhelmed by the love of God and just sharing what God is doing in his life. And I've seen so much transformation in a week in his life, and that's what I shared with him. It's the same that I felt in my own when I came to the end of myself. The one who tries to hold on to his life will lose it, but the one who lays down his life for my sake and the gospel's will find it. Deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow me. And that's what I've seen. I see a peace and love of God flowing over his life today. And wherever he goes, he's going to be that light. He's not going to be putting it under a bushel. He's not going to be putting it under a basket. He's going to be living it out. That's what he did this morning. He just shared his testimony and encouraged 2 other believers, because we're able to live our lives out in the open. God loves you and wants the best for your life. Live it in the open. 2 things that happen when we understand the love of God in our life: we become fearless and we become free.